Welcome back, only on Fox. Early in the morning on May 14th, 2017, shots rang out at the Pavilion Recreation Center in Taylors. One of the bullets killed a Wade Hampton High School senior, and there she is, Makiya Hawkins. The sheriff's office says 100-plus people had made their way to the pavilion after deputies had broken up a house party nearby. But not a single one of them will come forward and tell what really happened. 18-year-old Ricky Murphy Jr. was arrested and charged with unlawful carry of a weapon and breach of peace of high and aggravated. But again, the sheriff's office says he did not fire the gun that actually killed Hawkins. They say he did fire a shot for some unknown reason, but whoever fired back is the one who hit Hawkins, and that's the person they need to find. It's a case that continues to trouble the investigators, still working on it to this day. And all of those people in the same spot, more than 50 interviews, and not one person will tell the truth. In part 2 of our exclusive interview with Hawkins' mom and the Greenville County Sheriff's Office, Fox Carolina's Ashley Minelli takes us back to that night, walks us through the scene, and recounts what happens as she shares a mother's story of grief over the killing of her oldest daughter.
It's just after midnight on Mother's Day, May 14, 2017. Misty McKenzie FaceTimed with her daughter, 17-year-old Makiya Hawkins, a few hours earlier.
At 12 o'clock, I didn't get a call from her, and it was Mother's Day, and I always get a call from her Mother's Day. And I was like, my phone ain't ring, so I called her, and I didn't get an answer.
She wouldn't get a return call. Instead, she ended up in the hospital where later that day, a doctor told her her daughter wouldn't make it.
It can't be for real. I'm like, what? And she just said it again. And I realized, this was real. Somebody shot my daughter.
This crime scene photo shows the evidence markers where deputies found Makiya's body at the Pavilion Recreation Center in Taylors. We took a trip back to the scene with Lieutenant Ryan Flood, who walked us through what happened that night.
This whole area, parking lot, there was a parking lot back here, everything was scattered with people.
Lieutenant Flood says deputies broke up a house party around the corner between 10 and 11 on the night of May 13th. He tells us at least 100 people carried on that party here at the pavilion.
Midnight, the lights cycled off at the tennis courts at the pavilion, and reports indicate that about 5 to 10 minutes later, that's whenever the initial gunshots rang out by Ricky Murphy.
Lieutenant Flood says 18-year-old Ricky Murphy was near this side of the tennis courts at the pavilion when he fired off this 9mm gun.
He fired into the air. Her friends took off running this way, into the woods. This is what they're saying. Makiya took off this way.
Here's a view from above. Investigators say Murphy did not shoot Makiya. They believe the deadly shot came from the parking lot behind the tennis courts, away from Murphy's location.
Shell casings matched the fragment of the round that was found to have struck Makiya.
Right here. So you believe the shooter was here?
Somewhere in this area.
Remember, deputies say about 100 people were around the recreation center when these shootings happened. Some called 911, but no one named Makiya Hawkins' killer.
She is not breathing no more, and she has a big knot in her head.
Okay, who shot her?
We don't know. We were sitting in the car. We heard gunshots. We were pulling off. We seen her laying on the ground.
Exactly what happened.
I don't know. All I know is gunshots went off. She's out here laying on the ground.
The sheriff's office digitally enhanced this crime scene photo that shows a car parked near the tennis courts. This is the original photo. These pictures give you an idea of how dark it was when these shootings happened.
If we hear a gunshot, how do you know which way to run if you didn't see where the gun was being fired from?
You don't think they just ran because they heard it and they were scared?
In Makiya's case, the group that she was with, when the gunshots rang out, the entire group that she was with ran towards the woods. They were consistent in that, with the exception of Makiya, who ran in the opposite direction.
How many people have you guys interviewed?
Over 50.
Wow. It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. A lot of people with no answers yet. And that's the frustrating part.
Frustrating for her mother, who lost her firstborn child, a 17-year-old on the brink of her life.
Not even the person that shot my daughter, but the people that know. How can you wake up every day and know who took my daughter's life and not say anything?
A talented musician set to graduate that May, Makiya received her acceptance to South Carolina State just days after she died.
She was our star. She was smart in school. She played the violin. She was a great sister.
A daughter who left behind a family who still holds on to hope that the person who stole the light in their lives will one day be brought to justice.
It's not fair that my daughter is dead and I have to be sitting here doing this interview trying to get somebody that killed her to come forward, or the people that know to come forward. I shouldn't have to do it.
Now, deputies also say even if you have information, even if you think it's unimportant, reach out to them. There's still a $2,000 Crime Stopper reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of Makiya Hawkins' killer. You can also call Crime Stoppers and remain anonymous at 23 Crime.